I just want to start this video by saying that I support SAG and the WGA and the strikes that are going on right now. I believe all workers should have rights. I believe all workers should be paid fairly for the work that they do. And I believe billion-dollar corporations have an obligation to take care of their employees and give them benefits and equal pay. Anyone watching this who might be part of the Screen Actors Guild or Writers Guild of America, we support you, we hear you, and we hope that you guys get what you need. Now on to the video. Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but welcome back to what I watched for the month of July 2023. Sorry, I'm a bit late, work and stuff. But let's get right into it. I started the month with the movie No Hard Feelings, and I actually thought this movie wasn't too bad. I saw the trailers and I was like, wow, this is it's legal, I guess.
Hi. Mind if I touch your wiener?
FBI, open up!
But the movie itself actually had a lot of heart behind it. Jennifer Lawrence was really good in the movie. The movie was honestly really funny. I know a lot of people talk about the death of the studio comedy and how comedies don't really come out in theaters as much anymore, or at least movies that are like strict comedies. But it was good to see just another full-blown comedy in the movie theaters. This movie is definitely very R-rated. There are moments where you see a certain actor without certain clothing, and all I gotta say is maybe if you're someone who's in a relationship and you're a dude, maybe don't watch this one with the missus. It wasn't a fantastic movie, but I did have a fun time watching, and I did laugh a fair amount. Also, would it just kill Matthew Broderick to just emote?
Date him hard.
What happened, man? You were so good in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What happened, dude? The next movie I watched after that was the new Wes Anderson film, Asteroid City. This is actually my first live-action Wes Anderson movie. The only other ones that I've watched are these two animated films, Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs. And I love both of those movies. I think those are both at least 9s or 10s out of 10s. But I think this is a decent introduction for anyone who wants to get into Wes Anderson. This movie, first off, was really funny. Like, really funny. I felt like a lot of the humor was really smart and creative. You think the movie Deadpool breaks the fourth wall? This movie takes the fourth wall, jumps rope with it, strangles you with it, ties you to a bed, and then leaves you there to die, like that one Stephen King movie. I thought the movie was super creative in the way that they framed this movie as a play that you're watching, and they cut from the play to go behind the scenes to talk about the creation of the play. But I thought everyone did like a really awesome job in the movie as well. Heck, even the child actors are really good, which is, you're kind of hard pressed to find good child actors sometimes. This movie just had a stellar cast, and everyone just did fantastic in this movie. The cinematography was also really amazing too, which I hear is par for the course from a lot of Wes Anderson movies. The band really knows how to frame a shot. Up next, I watched the movie Joyride, but with this one, I know Hard Feelings back to back so close together, this big studio comedy might be making a comeback. I don't know. I enjoyed Joyride. It wasn't great, but it was definitely better than I thought it was going to be. For one, this movie is insanely R-rated. My God, it might be one of the raunchiest films I've seen in a while. This movie is also extremely horny. If you're not horny going into this movie, you definitely will be going out of this movie. There's nothing super spectacular about like the filmmaking aspect. Like the editing, cinematography is all kind of just pretty generic, but it does make up for it for a lot of the jokes. It is a pretty funny movie. Also, the actress Sabrina Wu playing the character Deadeye as this terminally online young person is just hilarious, and she was my favorite character in the movie. Also, we can't forget that Dr. Han is in this movie as well. The Chad himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the stuff of memes. Next, I saw Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. This movie was fine. It was definitely an animated movie that I saw this year. Man, DreamWorks just put out Puss in Boots, one of the most revolutionary, amazing, funny films they've released in a while that just has so much heart put into it. And then they follow it up with this. This movie, the animation's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good squash and stretch animation, and the character designs are pretty cool too. They're very uniquely stylized. But man, the movie was just all right. I mean, I didn't really laugh at many of the jokes, but the story itself was just really generic. It's essentially the same story that Turning Red did last year. I really don't have a lot to say about this movie because it was just extremely forgettable, and I don't think I'm gonna remember that I watched it, honestly. Next up was Barbie, the movie event of the summer, the pinkest movie to ever exist. The movie that caused a national pink shortage that's real, look it up, but also the movie that's too woke. The movie that hates men and thinks that men are stupid, stinky doo-doo brains. That part's made up by right-wing grifters that just want you to get upset at things. I actually really enjoyed myself in the Barbie movie. I thought, for one, the set design, which I knew from the trailers, but the set design was fantastic. The Barbie world looks so good. It really does look like a Barbie set brought to life. The colors are just so bright, and it's just a really good movie to look at. But also the cinematography was really good. A lot of the shots are really nice. And the performances, first off, Margot Robbie is just perfect as Barbie. She was really good at playing just this naive, a little bit blondie, kind of almost airheady type, but still being somewhat competent. But man, the one who steals the show is my main man, the personality that I'm going to adopt for the next couple months. Ryan Gosling is Ken. Everybody give it up for Ryan Gosling as Ken. Come on, guys. Let's really get in there. Ryan Gosling is just hamming it up. He is just hilarious at every turn in this movie. I haven't seen a lot of Ryan Gosling movies, but I don't know if people give him enough credit as just being just a fantastic character actor. The only criticisms I have with the movie is that it does feel a bit long, and of course this movie does have a lot of feminist messaging in it, which isn't necessarily bad. In fact, I feel like a lot of the satire and self-aware jokes really do tell the message pretty well. But towards the end, a character gives a speech, and the message of the movie does get pretty preachy, and I could see some people being turned off by that. And it's weird because when she gives the message, not too long after, she gives the message again, but just in like separate parts. So it seems a little bit ham-fisted, but other than that, the movie itself is actually really, really good. After Barbie, I watched Oppenheimer, unfortunately not in the same day, but Oppenheimer was just fantastic. Christopher Nolan absolutely killed it with this movie. Cillian Murphy, he better get nominated for a Best Actor Oscar for this performance. He captures this really almost disassociated look that Oppenheimer has to him. The acting that Murphy does with his face is just incredible. You can tell a lot of the time that he's lost in thought, and you really see the grief and the guilty conscience that's just on his face. This movie has another stacked cast, which some actors only have like 10 lines in the movie, but are still really, really fantastic. Like my boy Josh Peck, boy. Actually, I really hope this movie starts like some sort of Josh Peck renaissance where he starts getting casted in like these really good movies, or maybe like a couple of indie films. Like that'd be super cool. Can we please do that for Josh Peck? Come on. And of course, this movie has amazing cinematography. There's a lot of really awesome shots in this movie, but the movie itself is a 10 out of 10. I usually don't say the ratings out loud when I do these videos, but you gotta watch this movie. It is just absolutely fantastic. And then next I watched the new Haunted Mansion remake. This is another one where I just don't have a lot to say about it. It was just really dull. I really didn't laugh at any of the jokes. The effects were just kind of like, I get it's supposed to be kind of this silly ghoulish looking effect, but I don't know, like it just wasn't good. Lakeith Stanfield had a couple standout moments in the movie, but I mean, he's a fantastic actor. But I feel like with this movie, his true acting potential is being held by a pigeon. I'm not too sure. I ended the month with the movie Theater Camp, which I had only seen one trailer for a while back, but I honestly did not expect the movie to be as amazing as it was. Do yourself a favor, please go watch this movie. It is without a doubt legitimately one of the funniest movies I've seen in theaters in a very long time. And I was in a pretty packed theater and everybody was laughing their butts off with all the jokes. This movie is shot in a mockumentary style, much like The Office, and it does so much with it. There's a lot of really good visual gags, but not just the visual gags, a lot of the written jokes are just really, really funny. Also, all the kids in this movie were really fantastic little actors. They were just awesome. And those are the movies that I watched this month. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube jazz that the YouTubers always say, and I'll see you guys next time.